Hello everyone. Good morning, it's Bree. Welcome to Just Breezy. I hope my connection's okay. I didn't plan to do a live right now. I'm on my early morning mental health walk. I named them that. I've since last year have named my just power walks around town, around my neighborhood, my mental health walk, because that's truly the goal. You know, physically, if it helps, I don't know, keep me in shape or whatever, that's great. But really, it is for my mental health. I say jokingly to my family, it's jokingly but very serious, I'm getting eaten alive, that I go on my mental health walk so that my brain doesn't feel like it's oozing out of my ears. I haven't been on live, or I haven't done a video in a while. And I was thinking about that yesterday because it's something that I find so much enjoyment in and truly love doing, with that sole purpose, like I talk about, of connecting with people and, just talking about things openly, because it helps me. It really does. I always say it's my free therapy, and I mean that. But lately, I don't know, lately I've been going through some stuff that isn't my own stuff, you know what I mean? Like my own story to tell. So I don't really talk about it. And that's been difficult because I am somebody who obviously likes to talk. But you also have to be respectful to other people's privacy when you're on social media. But I wanted to come on live because I've been getting, I would say on a daily basis, either comments or emails from people that watch some of my Effexor videos that I've done. Specifically the one that I made about taking Effexor for 3 months or 6 months. And it's from a lot of people who are really struggling and looking to either talk to their doctor about it or start the medication for themselves. Like they have it at home, but they haven't started it. And I've spoken about this. Sorry, my walk is talking to me. Hold, please. That was weird. I don't know how that works, if it stops my audio or not. But yeah, just a lot of comments and emails from people who are really struggling with their own mental health and going through a lot of the same things that I just happen to talk about, which makes me realize things that I'm going through aren't anything really that unique. And hey, Radical Fanatic, good morning. I hope the connection's okay. I'm doing my mental health walk and I just wanted to come on live. But yeah, just talking to people who are going through very similar situations as far as their mental health goes. Maybe not similar situations in what causes, I'm going to sit for a minute, what is causing their struggles with mental health, but similar in that they feel out of control with it, or they need help and they're afraid. And it's interesting when you get a lot of comments like that and a lot of feedback like that, because on one hand, it sort of validates that you're not alone, right? And it validates that there is, I hate using the word audience, but there are people out there who need to hear about this stuff because they're really hurting. They're really hurting. And I don't know, it's interesting. This morning I woke up and I went outside, and it's a beautiful morning. And because it was beautiful and I was feeling good, I almost forgot to take my little Effexor pill. And for a split second, I had that thought of, do I really need to take this? I think so many people go through that. When you're having that moment of, I got this, I feel good, do I really need? And then I realized, yeah, I really need to, because that's in part why I'm feeling good, right? Because I'm being consistent in my medication management. The other part of why I'm feeling pretty good is, and I've talked about this seasonally, right? During this time of year, helps me out. I know it helps out a lot of people because the days are longer if you like that. The sunlight is there. You get to be outside, and I love that. Walking is such a magical thing for me to do. But, and again, I've talked about this before, it doesn't take away from the fact that I still go through stuff. I still struggle. I still struggle to maintain that balance. I still, at times, feel the heaviness and that weight that I always say is sort of like my 90-pound sloth that I carry around in a baby Bjorn at times, where it just feels really heavy to carry that and to manage that. I feel like people will probably think I'm a creepy stalker chick right now because there's a practice going on at the school and I'm sitting here with my camera pointed that way. But it had me thinking about, I was talking to a friend the other day who had lost her mom less than a year ago. And, you just see from her posts on social media how much she's just grieving that loss. Like, I think anybody would, right? When your mom passes. And I reached out to her just as one human being to another because she was hurting, and we were talking about grief. And I had said to her that when people say time heals all wounds, I think in her case and in many people's cases, that's bullshit. Time heals certain wounds, but there are certain wounds that, like I said to her, unfortunately are yours to carry. And we were talking about how for her and many people, grief is like a box that you've been given. And some days it's heavy as all hell, and other days you can kind of fold it up and put it in your pocket, but it is yours to carry. And I realized that when it comes to mental health, my anxiety, my depression, that's mine. That is unfortunately mine to carry and to be responsible for. And some days it is really freaking heavy. And other days I can fold it up and put it in my pocket and say, okay, it's there, but it's not weighing me down. It's not in the way. And I'm trying to look at that as less of a burden and more of just knowing that that's something that's mine, to either allow it to control my life and to ruin my life and my happiness, or to own the shit out of it when I can, but that's really it, And I think that's where people struggle sometimes. I mean, I don't want to talk for anybody, but I know in my life sometimes, like, you don't want to own that. You don't want that to be a part of who you are. You don't want to have to carry that around and stick it in your pocket and know it's always there and be responsible for it and manage it. But it's not going to make it go away, Just saying like, well, I don't want to be anxious and I don't want to have depression, so I'm just going to ignore that shit, isn't going to make it go away. So, good morning, one person. Just on my mental health walk and sharing some thoughts. But, the thing that I've really sort of, owned the past, probably more the past few months than any other time in my life is like, it's just a part of me. That's it. It's just a part of me. Like how some people have personality traits that are just a part of them. My struggles with anxiety and depression, it's just a part of me. And I have chosen to try to combat that with medication, with mental health walks like I'm doing. I struggle with, really eating the way I should, but I kind of go on bouts of like eating the kale and drinking the water and doing all the good things and taking out the sugar and feeling really good when I do, but then it's my birthday and I eat my body weight in baked goods. But like I said, I've just every day, it's truly every day, even if it's just one, I get a comment or an email from somebody on one of my mental health videos just saying either thank you or they connect with it because they feel so alone in what they're experiencing, and with that loneliness comes fear. And like I've said, that fear can be crippling. And I know it's not easy to just say, well, I'm gonna take fear by the balls and own the shit out of it, but in reality, that's really what you need to do to own it more and to have more control over it, you know. Anywho, I can ramble on. Girlfriend can ramble on all day about this stuff. But I gotta stop because I'm losing feeling in my shoulder from holding the phone. But I hope you guys have a lovely day. And if you're in, I don't know, a mindset where you're feeling so overwhelmed and you're feeling really heavy and you're feeling dark and you're feeling lonely, and if you can, because I know sometimes the mere act of putting sneakers on and going for a walk seems like an impossible feat, but if you can, put on some freaking music that makes you feel good. Listen to a podcast. That's what I do in my walks. I listen to Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard. Freaking love it. But just do something that, even if it's temporarily, you know, just makes you feel better in some way, you know. But all right, I've officially lost feeling in my shoulder. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Have a good one. Love ya. Bye.